I'm so happy I got to see The Climb in theaters. It's an absolute gem. It was part of a double feature. I went to go see Freaky first, got all the scares and the thrills out of the way, and then I wanted some nice comic relief just in case it was scary, and I got what I asked for. It's an absolute darling of a film. It's one of those movies that if the world was still open and things were still normal, it would be playing in select theaters, and it would try to see how the audience reacts to it and see if it grows. It's one of those cute indie movies that just come out of nowhere and knock your socks off comedically because you just don't expect the realism and the comedy to hit as hard as it does and to be as relatable as it is. It wouldn't have stood a chance in the movie theaters if the world was still open, going against the superheroes sequels and blockbusters. So I'm glad that it's getting a chance to roll out now and possibly have more people see it than ever. I hope it does well. Michelangelo Covino and Kyle Marvin star in it. They wrote, directed. It's like their little project, and it just focuses on the friendship of these two guys. It's a toxic friendship, but it's also a real friendship. So if anyone knows that there's a lot of times where you could have friends that are very close to you that could do some really awful things, but you kind of stick with them because you've known them your whole lives and you know that they really don't mean well. Sometimes they just can't help it. It's like these guys they bred out the toxic masculinity of them. It's like the new age man that could kind of do some pretty crappy things, but it's also very like soft spoken about it and not threatening. And it's about real life. It reminded me of like an episode of The Office when you're looking at the background people, when they do the little cutaways of like when Meredith put the rubbing alcohol in her hand and she licked it. It's like as if she didn't think anyone was looking. The whole tone of the movie felt like those scenes. Like they just dropped us in the day in the life of. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had a lot of gut laughs from it, and I can't recommend it enough. So if you want to go to the theater, the theater I went to was completely safe, and it was gorgeous. They took so many precautions to make you feel comfortable and safe. So I would say go for the theater experience, as well as if it's streaming anywhere. If it's like one of those dual things where it's streaming and in the big theaters, it's worth the money. It's worth the watch, especially if you like indie comedies and just like real life stuff. I recommend it.